Today, I want to actually build a better version of the zombified piglins because this farm, I only have one of them and I'd like to make more. And we're going to move the mob coin generators to a new location that I've been working on. If I go ahead and start flying out here, you guys can see some blocks. I've been using Lightmatica because I've been printing in a ton of chests as well as hoppers. I have basically just prepared a area for where we're going to build different zombie piglin farms because each one of these has to have 70 blocks in between where the new spawner is going to be. So we're going to build 4 of these because I have about 4 accounts. That is basically the go-to plan. So the first thing we do need to go ahead and do is actually make a loop. So what I need to do is go to Redstone and we're going to buy a ton of hoppers. We're going to need a few stacks of these. And I'm going to go all the way down to the very far end and then we're going to start hooking these all up together. Each of these farms in between all the chests have at least 4 chunks. So that is basically how much space you need so a new mob can spawn of the same type. Anyways, what I want to do is loop this around like this. But first we need to go ahead, start putting down hoppers in a line going back this way. I do have about 20 billion in my balance. I've been stocking up over time, but I just haven't spent it because I had no purpose to spend it on anything. All right, we just have to go ahead, place some hoppers here, and then we have to loop this around. So let's go ahead, loop it, and let's go back the other way. All right, let's hook up the loop here. And I think what I'll do is probably just not put a layer on top of this. It really doesn't matter. So now the next plan of action is we need to make an actual farm for one of them. So let's go ahead, get that started. Let's get the deep slate bricks. One thing I'm also going to be doing is presetting a area on all of these where if the hopper mine carts actually disappear, then we'll be able to put them back in pretty simple and I won't have to set up rails every time. So we're going to do that. We're going to put a slab here, and that's where the sand is going to sit. So I do need some sand. Let's go ahead, grab that. We'll get a stack of sand, and we'll get a stack of cactus just in case I mess things up, so we have a ton to use. So the sand goes there. Okay, so I think I have an idea on how I want to build this. I want to make a piston pushing system. So every time this messes up, I can just instantly put these back in the mine carts. So I'm going to rethink a better design really quick, so give me one moment. So I think I made a setup for this. Basically, every time I am going to redo this, I can retract the water, and I can go ahead and place a block here, put a rail down if I need to fix the system, and I can use a piston system to push some blocks into the mine carts. So what I want to do is go ahead, place down this minecart, and then we're going to go ahead, break these 2 things here, and then we'll go ahead, place a block up there, place another minecart, should situate it in the position we want it in, and then we're going to do a minecart here. And there we go. So now I can break this, and then I have to situate how I want the magma blocks to go in place. I believe it's a gist of this all, and I think I have to move this back 1. So what I do is I go ahead, activate this. There we go. Push that in. And then I need to go ahead, place a block there so I can start pushing these in. And I just have to do it multiple times. And it should be pushed in the right position, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, they're in the right spots. Perfect. So now that is completely set up for the first one. And then I can just break this and break the wall back if I need to, and it'll be fine, so that's good. And of course, then I have to block off this. I'm also gonna need to move this button, I just realized, so there we go, put it there. I'm just trying to make this more simple on myself without having to destroy the whole thing, but only destroying parts of it and fixing it pretty quick. Of course, we forgot the one big thing of this. We need chests, so we'll go ahead, grab some chests. I think we need about 12 in total for all of the farms. So we'll go ahead, place those down, and then when I press this, water flows in, and there we go. That is quite literally the killing chamber in a nutshell and how I can fix it quick and easy. Now I need to go ahead and actually build the spawner area. I do have Lightmatica now, so I can get a blueprint of all this, what is pretty helpful. So once I build it one time, I'm gonna blueprint it and move it to the position that I want to have it at on the other locations, and that'll be that. We'll put a sign down there, and then we're gonna go ahead to the water now. This should hopefully reach, if I'm not mistaken. We're probably set. Yeah, we're set. Okay, the water is situated. Now I need to go ahead, find these spawners like pillar, I guess. And I guess we can go ahead and put it on this block, but we won't do it right now because we need to go ahead and build more of these. So now I'm gonna need to copy this all with Lightmatica and start building the other ones. Now I need to go ahead and use Lightmatica and actually select this whole build. And we're gonna copy all of this area, and then we'll use it as a blueprint to build the other ones. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna be placing this as well. Okay, so everything's in place. It didn't copy the whole thing, but it did copy majority of it. So I know where to put things. So I'm gonna start building the rest of these, and I'll give you guys an update here in a bit. So it is indeed the next day, and I did actually manage to do a lot of things on the island off camera. So first of all, I did actually manage to destroy the old zombie piglin farm, and all these chests, a decent bit of them have like a ton of gold blocks in them that I do need to sell, so I'll sell them at some point and then destroy all this. And I also sold all of the iron golems because we're no longer using iron golems anymore since we're investing in this new design. So I will be destroying this farm as well at some point, I just don't know when. So the Mobcoin farm, I don't have an alt here anymore because I'm going to be using all 4 of these alts over on the farms over there. But for this, we do need to go ahead, pick up all our generators. So I'm going to go ahead and start destroying all this and at least get all of our emerald generators going all the way over to the new area. And turns out there's a better design I could have been using. It just uses a lot of hoppers. It's just putting a hopper above instead of packed ice or blue ice. So we're going to be doing that instead. So we're going to fly all the way over to the new location. I should probably set a warp over here, what probably would be smart. So I'm going to set a warp, IS set warp ZP, and that's how I'll get here. All 4 of the farms are fully finished. They're all intact. And all I need to do is place down the rest of these zombified piglins. And I actually spent about almost 20 billion around there on getting the last stack and a half, because I sold all the iron golems, so I used all the money from that into the new spawners, and I still have 24 billion, which is kind of wild. So on this block here, I want to basically make a platform just outlining this chunk overall, and then that's where the Mobcoin gens will go. And then when we run out of space, we'll put more in different chunks at different alts, just so we have enough area for Mobcoin gens at some point. So here's the plan. The platform is built. Now we need to go ahead and put the Mobcoin generators within this outline, and then there'll be chests going down here with hoppers. And it won't be like an insane storage system, but it'll be enough. So I believe Mobcoin generators are 3 tall, so let's break this really quick. I just had to double check. So what we're gonna do is put a border here and then have hoppers all going along from this direction. So I need to get a lot of hoppers really quick. From my knowledge, I'm pretty sure my alt can reach the whole range of this design. If not, I'll have to readjust things, but either way, this should work for now. I just need to move the other design because it's kind of not necessary anymore. Okay, there we go. Hoppers are done. So we put a hopper facing downwards there, and then we'll break all the deep slate and then put hoppers feeding this way. Then what I need is a bit of chests, so let's grab out 2 stacks. I just need to make these all double chests and then put hoppers on the back and then place the Mobcoin gens. So we should be good from that point forward after we do all this. Then what we'll do afterwards is go ahead and put our alts in position, and then we'll go ahead and place down the spawners. All right, we can go ahead and start placing down all the gens, and I'll go ahead, grab all the other ones, and then we'll be good to go. So all the generators are now down, so this system should be working perfectly, if I'm not mistaken. So now I need to set my warps for ZP 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, so let's go ahead and set those up. And then I have to relaunch my alts once I'm done setting these up so they actually warp over here. Warps are set, so let's go ahead and relaunch the alts. Okay, so this alt is set up, this alt is set up, this one is up, and hopefully the last one should be set up as well. It is not. Give it a moment. There we go. So now the moment of truth, we can go ahead, place down these spawners. I'm gonna have to split them up in 32 so I can actually make this process way easier. So we go ahead, place one down, add them all in, and there we go. That is one. Let's hope this works. Okay, it spawned another stack. Perfect. There we go. Another one's up, and that'll feed into there. And then the last one. Let's go ahead, finish this off, add them all, and there we go. So now I should be making, from compared to what I had earlier, about 4 times, what is kind of insane. Technically, I could have probably done like maybe 28 to 24 spawners in each, but 32 is fine just because it secures the amount of mobs being in each one of these, so it will never despawn unless there's an entity clear. There we go. We have our giant farm complete for gold block zombie pigmen, and I can't wait to make a ton off of this. This is so amazing.